How do we maintain the quality of the audit report? These are the questions which which may be coming in your mind. This is the SQC1, which is mandatory from 1/4/2009. 1st April 2009, this standard became mandatory, and therefore, as an auditing student of CA final, you must understand it. Questions are sometimes asked from this one also. So dear student, what is this standard on quality control? Standard on quality control issued by AASB under the authority of the Council of ICAR to be applied for services covered by the engagement standards. Services covered by engagement standard may be standard on auditing, standard of review engagement, standard on assurance engagement, standard on related service engagement. This quality control standards applies. It gives a platform for all these 4 types of engagements and all these 43 standards. Again, still you may be wondering, what is this quality control standard SQC1? Please tell us in a very simple words, what is this quality control standards? Dear student, I will give an examples. Perhaps you may not relate to the auditing also. Example is that there is a company which is manufacturing the toilet soaps. The Rexona manufactured by the Hindustan Lever. There is another quality soap, maybe another brand, Liril, something else, that is also manufactured. You want to purchase a quality product, quality toilet soaps. So, what do you mean by the quality soap? That means that we want to purchase that product in the market from that company which has a good quality control system. Quality control means they produce a good quality. And how do they produce a good quality? For producing a good quality of the toilet soaps, they need a factory, they need a machine, maybe very automatic machines, good machines. They may be needing the quality control supervisors, the persons who is very expert in this field, and by the combination of these one, they may be producing a quality product of toilet soaps. So they have an infrastructure for producing the quality product. Dear student, in case of a chartered accountant and the auditors, what is the product? The final product is audit report. Final product is audit report. How he produces that audit report? What is the infrastructure with him, with the audit firm, to producing this audit report? Take an example. There is one sole proprietorship firm. He is the only person who has passed examination just 2 years back. He opens up his practice, opens up his office. He gets an audit of, suppose, a very big company like Hindustan Lever, who have got a lot of plants, offices, lot volume of transactions. And if he has been appointed as an auditor and he has to give a quality audit report, how do he does? He needs a person for it. He may be needing auditors, the chartered accountant, he has to employ a chartered accountant, he needs an article assistant, paid assistant, so that those people who know this subject, not only the people, but they should be the people, they should be chartered accountants, semi-qualified chartered accountants, he has to recruit. He is creating an infrastructure for auditings. Nowadays everything is in digital. He has to give them a laptop there is a ERP system in the Hindustan Lever, he has to give them a training that they understand the ERP. The accounting is done in the ERP there. They have to understand the ERP. There should be a person of that capability he has to employ. If he is employing suppose 10 or 15 people, he must have a place to sit also, those 10 or 15 people. He must have a place to give them a training. There must be a person who can give them a training for that particular audit. So he has to create an infrastructures for it. Just like for producing a quality toilet soap, Hindustan Lever produces a Rexona soap, Liril soap, this Lux soap. They have an infrastructure for it. They have a quality control system for it because they are having a good factory. They are having a good godowns. They have employed a good engineers, maybe the chemical engineers. They have employed even a health doctors, medical doctors to check that product whether is it not injurious to health. So these all are part of components of the quality control. If you want to produce a certain quality product, you have to create an infrastructure for it. And they are part of the component of quality control system. So dear student, by this time you must have understood what types of quality control SQC1, what may be the requirement in the SQC1, so that the quality audit report can be produced. Quality audit report can be issued to the client. And what are those elements of that quality control? For issuing that quality audit report, what the audit firm should have? Dear student, we are not talking about the particular engagement. Audit firm is carrying out the audit of 50 companies. We are not talking about the quality control system of individual company. They have a Hindustan Lever, they have a Dabur, they have ONGC, they are auditing these all companies. We are not talking the quality control in the ONGC audit, Hindustan Lever audit, Dabur audit, no. We are talking the overall quality control system of the firm, because they should have an overall quality control system, overall infrastructures. Infrastructure may be that they have an office, good office. They have all equipments like nowadays computers, laptops, software. They have a good people to auditing. They have a good training system. They have a good human resource policy. They are making a good payment to their employees. They have a good facility to the employees. These are all part of the quality control system. They are all part of the quality control system. To produce, to issue the quality audit report. So now by this time you must have understood the concept of the SQC1, Standard on Quality Control. Now I will discuss those elements of the quality control which we call a standard on quality control. What are the elements? And this we are discussing at the firm level, auditing firm, accounting firm level. We are not discussing the quality control of the particular engagement. Engagement may be like if you are auditing the Hindustan Lever, we are not taking that how to control the quality of audit report of Hindustan Lever, how to control the quality, give a quality audit report in case of the BHL audit or some other company's audit. We are talking about here in the SQC1, what is the infrastructures with the auditing firm to give a quality report in any engagement. Whatever engagement or whatever auditing of the company it does, it must be issuing a quality audit report. But how it issues? For issuing that quality audit report, whether it has got an infrastructure or not. And what are the elements? What are the elements of that infrastructure to issue the quality audit report in case of all clients? And that's why this SQC1 we are talking about at the audit firm level, not particular engagement level. Now, the first element of quality control is leadership responsibilities for quality within the firm, shown at the top. Leadership responsibility for quality within the firm. Dear student, during your training, your articleship, you have done articleship in a particular audit firm, particular accounting firm. You must have seen there are 4-5 partners there. One is designated a managing partners, and he is the leader. He is the leader. And who is the leader? Who will take the responsibilities of the quality control of this particular audit firm? It is basically the managing partners. It's basically the managing partners who takes the overall responsibility for issuing the quality audit reports. So what is his responsibility? He is the managing partner who takes the responsibility for issuing the quality audit report. But how he discharges his responsibilities, how he assumed his responsibilities, and how he discharges his responsibility for issuing a quality audit report. Dear student, besides the infrastructures which I have talked to you, that when you entered in any audit firm for your articleship, you say that you always inquire what types of audit firm is it. If they have a very good office, you take impressions, yes, okay, it must be a good firm. They must be having a good audits. They must be having a good persons. They are paying a good stipends. These are all your expectations. Basically, you are looking for a good quality firm. So good quality firm, you are expecting from that good quality firm like this. In fact, these are the elements for issuing the good quality audit report also. So when we talk about the leadership responsibilities in the standard on quality control SQC1, the managing partners assumes the responsibilities of all quality control within the firm. But how he assumes the responsibilities? He has to discharge, he has to create an environment within the audit firm that the culture of issuing a good quality audit reports. Culture. There must be, he has to develop a culture within the firm that we should issue the quality engagement reports only. It is not only case of auditing, but if you are doing the review, you have to issue the good review report, quality report. If you are doing the related services, you have to do also the good, you have to issue the quality report, deliver the good quality delivery has to be done there. So we are not talking only about the quality control of the attestation services. We are talking about all the 4 services for which we have standards, engagement standards. So the managing partners of the audit firm assume the responsibilities of the quality control, and how he discharges his responsibility, he creates a culture of quality control, culture of quality, that they made the persons who is involved in the auditing or in the engagement, he gives an impression to them that we have to produce a quality report. We have to deliver to our clients a quality services. So that culture he develops, that thinking within the firm, understanding within the firm, he develops. And how he develops that understanding? How he creates this culture of quality engagement, quality delivery of the services within the firm? Through the communications. He talks every time to his employees, to his partners. He conducts a seminar for it. There are a lot of communications. He creates infrastructures for it. He may be buying a good software for the employees to the auditing. He buying a good computers, good laptops like this. He is discharging his responsibilities and creating a culture and telling to the employees of the audit firm that we have to discharge the services with quality. So he is creating a culture of the qualities. And that is the one of the element of the quality controls, leadership responsibilities. The next element of the quality control is ethical requirements. Ethical requirements. We are not talking about the ethical requirements for the particular engagement or particular audit. What we are talking about, the ethical requirements of the firm itself. For doing any job, for any type of assignment, there is some ethical requirements. Ethical requirements of integrity, ethical requirements of the objectivity, ethical requirements of independence. So these are the ethical requirements. Ethical requirements of that you should be objective, you should give your objective, not the biased report. Ethical requirement, your integrity, professional integrity, you should not talk loose, you should not leak the information and confidential informations of your client to somebody else. You have an integrity, you have an objectivity, you have an independence, you have a competence also. So these are the ethical requirements. The firm to issue a quality reports, quality services to be rendered to the clients, they have to follow these ethical requirements. They should be independent, their person should be objective, they should have a competence in their subjects. So these are the ethical requirements of rendering a quality services. And these ethical requirements the firm has to follow at the firm level. But dear student, you must be wondering, you may have a questions in your mind now. How the managing partners, who is responsible for ultimate about the quality controls of the firm, meet this, how he ensure that these ethical requirements are met. For ensuring that these ethical requirements are met, he creates certain policies and procedure within the firms. He makes certain policies, he creates a procedure for it. Take a case of independence. One of the ethical requirements is that there has to be integrity, objectivity, independence, competence. These are all ethical requirements. Now they take a case of independence. The persons or all the employees within the firm should be independent of the clients. Means they should not have any relationship with the clients. They may not be doing the competitive business with the clients. If they are relative of particular company's managing director and the chairman, and you send that person, Mr. X, who is your employee, he is the nephew and he is the son of the managing director of Y Limited, and you are conducting the Y Limited audit and you are sending Mr. X to conduct audit of Y Limited. Mr. X is the son of the chairman of Y Limited. Will he be independent? And if he will not be independent, how could the independent audit report can be issued? If you engage a person, you send an audit team who are not independent, who cannot take an objective view, how could you can maintain your quality audit reports? So, the question arises, how do we ensure that we don't send that guy to this Y Limited? The firm has to create a procedure for it. And what will be the procedure? Maybe that when you are employing Mr. X in your firm, you take a declarations from him, whether you are doing any business, if you are doing, what types of business you have, where is your father, what he does. If he says he is the chairman of this particular company, is your client, you can evaluate him. And every year that fellow must give a declaration to you that how he, to what organization he is connected. He may be director to some companies, board level directors, and he becomes the partners here, or he becomes some employee of you here. So you have to create a procedures. The firm create a procedure. They take every year they have a system. They have a procedure to take a declarations from each and every employees, that to take a declaration of his relatives, declaration of his work, his business, and by that, whenever we are deploying that person to particular audit, we will see that yes, whether he is independent of that particular audit, because we have to evaluate him with independent requirements. You see, question is that if you employ one practicing chartered accountant firm, another practicing chartered accountant who are doing the competitive business, we outsource our work to another firm of chartered accountant, he may not be independent, he may not be objectives, because he is carrying a competitive business for us. The point is that we have to create a system. The managing partners, the firm level, creates a procedure, policy and procedure to ensure that the ethical requirements are met. And they have this type of, I have given an example that this type of system has to be created. Acceptance and continuance of client relationship and specific engagement. Dear student, what we are discussing the quality control element at the firm level. One of the element is acceptance and continuance of client relationship. We are discussing this acceptance and continuance of the client relationship with respect to rendering the quality services to the client, with respect to rendering a quality audit report to the client. So what is this acceptance and continuance of the client relationship? Dear student, any audit firms, he wants the clients, the firm wants the clients, they want to increase their business, they want to earn the money for it. For that, it doesn't mean that if somebody comes to you that please do our auditing, should you accept that client without due diligence? Should we inquire from that, from where you have coming, what types of business you are doing, what are you, what is your relationship, what is your background, what is that, what you do? Are you not questioning him? Or you simply say, yes, we will do your auditing, and you don't ask anything from him? Or you have already one client, you have done 1 year audit, 2 year audits of that client, and you have always faced challenges and in issuing the audit report. There are a lot of violations there, legal violations, Companies Act violations, maybe there is evasion of taxes there. That client is following such type of practices. The question arises whether we should continue with this client or not. Because if you go continuing with the clients, he say that yes, he may be doing a tax evasions, he is not paying taxes correctly, and he pressurize you that not to issue the report and not to comment upon it, otherwise I will remove you, I will engage another firm of chartered accountants. How you can issue the quality audit reports for such clients? So dear student, one of the element of the quality control is acceptance and continuance of the client relationship. The audit firm must have a policies and procedure that whose business, whose assignment, what types of client will be accepting. While accepting the assignment, what types of procedure we are going to follow, or policies and procedure for accepting the client. And when you accept it, what you do? We ask the background of how that client, what is the turnover, from where it comes, what is the board of directors, is there anybody who has been caught for that, doing something mischievous, or whether they are defaulter in the taxes, whether they are defaulter to the banks. These all directors and chairmen, we have to ask all these. It's distant. Everybody does the KYC norms. Even you open an account in the banks, they ask you a lot of know your customers, KYC. They say that you give your identity proof, you give your address proof, all these ones. What they are doing? They are the banks. For bank, you are the client. You want to open an account with the banks. They are accepting you are opening your account. They are having a relationship with you, but before accepting you as an account holder, deposit holder, they are inquiring about you. They are deciding whether to open or not to open account of such people. So, the acceptance and continuance of the client relationship will affect you are issuing the quality services or quality audit report. You can't issue the quality report, a good report, for the bad clients. If the clients violate each and every laws, and you are the auditors, you are not writing that in your audit reports. Is it a quality audit? Is it an expectation from the good chartered accountants to issue the quality reports? For that purpose, either you have to leave that client, or that client has to do has to comply with the law. And if he is not complying, you have no option, but you may say that no, I do not want to continue the relationship with you. So whenever you decide, whenever the audit firm accepts a new client, or he leaves the existing clients, he may say, sorry, I can't do your work. I can't keep a relationship with you because of this. There is a policy. There must be policies and procedure for accepting the client. There must be a policy and procedure for discontinuation of client relationship. The firm has to design these policies and procedures so to maintain the quality of services it renders, so to maintain that it issues the quality audit report, so to maintain that issue the quality review report. So any type of engagement, if it has to maintain a quality, it has to make acceptance, the policies and procedures, the firm has to make a policies and procedure for acceptance and continuation of the client's relationship. You see, the next element of the quality control is human resource. Dear student, I think you will appreciate that because it's a service company, the audit firm render the services. And for the service company, human resource is a very important thing. Very important. If you have no competent human resource, in the audit firm, if you send any persons who does not know anything about the auditing for the auditing to the client, and you employ a persons because you have to give a very less salary to him, but he does not know anything about the accounting and auditing. What types of quality service you can render through such type of human resource? Point is that if the audit firm wants to render the quality services, it wants to issue the quality audit report, it has to keep a person's, the human resource, the recruitment, the employee has to be kept. They should be competent, they should be expert in this subject. In this, they should be well versed with this auditing professions. How to do the auditing, they must know. And if you don't employ such type of human resources, how do you can deliver the quality audit report? So human resource is the main element, one of the main element of the quality controls. Everywhere in the service industry, the human resource is become the biggest asset. And that's also the challenge. Nowadays, the audit firms faces the challenge of the human resource. They don't get a good persons. The mediocre firm, the medium-sized firms, they don't get a human resource, very good chartered accountants, employees, because they go to the big four or they go to the industry, they get good money there, good perks there. The medium-sized audit firm can't give that much of money to them, that much of salary and perks to that fellow. So they are not able to get a good human resource.